Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of really interesting bodybuilding updates. The first thing we got is Arnold Classic Brazil. So, as I'm sure all of you know at this point, Leandro Perez managed to grab a win at this show. Now, this was the Arnold Classic South America, but really it was more of a local Brazilian show because, as you can see, the only two guys that were not from Brazil were Blessing Awodibu and Sibusiso Cotelo. So, was there ever a champion at the Arnold Classic Brazil that wasn't a Brazilian? I don't remember. It's always Brazilian guys, so I don't know if that's because nobody is willing to travel over there or because the Brazilian judges are awarding their guys. I think it's probably a combination of both. Did Andrea Perez deserve a win here? Yeah, absolutely. He's working with Chris Acito now, and Chris Acito managed to bring him in much sharper than he was at Detroit. He definitely came in dialed in. At Detroit, he was off with condition. Here, he was good. He was on. Now, I did say that FIBO Pro or Germany Pro was the weakest show of the year, but I take that back. This is officially the weakest show of the year. The best guy here is Leandro Perez, and he didn't look that great, to be honest. Like, he was kind of underwhelming. He didn't have a lot of size and a lot of details and separation. He was simply the biggest guy with the best condition, the best combination, the fresh looking muscle, the young muscle, the quality of the physique. He had it all, and he won. He won. In second, as you guys just saw, we had Wellington Baptista, also from Brazil. He looked good as well, and he managed to beat Blessing Awodibu. Now, what happened to Blessing? We all thought he was going to bring his all-time best. Well, in my opinion, nothing happened. We were just fooled by his Instagram photos. And I talked about these guys when Fuad left a comment under Blessing's photo and said, "Wow, Blessing, this is your all-time best you're bringing." And I thought he was going to be wrong, but based on that video that he posted, I was bought also. I thought it did look much better than what I would imagine, but on the stage you can see the reality, and the reality is that Blessing's muscles are melting, that his waist is huge, and yeah, maybe he overcarved a little. I think he spilled over a little. I think he tried to go with more fullness because he did look kind of flat in that video, but it backfired. I think that's what happened. I don't know exactly, but he did look pretty big and round. I think he was in better shape at the Arnold UK, but I think he spilled over a little, so he wasn't as conditioned. But even if he was conditioned with the legs that look like this, like completely melted, right? I don't think he can do much in these ranks. But I mean, he managed to beat Leandro at the Detroit Pro, so why wouldn't he be able to do it again here, other than because of the fact that the judges for this show are all Brazilian, probably. So yeah, there is that. But again, Blessing didn't really deliver that great. He's going to do a couple more shows, so he's probably going to try and fix these mistakes here, like controlling that midsection. But, I mean, what's the point if you're controlling it one show and then the next show you're letting it go and the next show you're controlling it? Like, we all know you have a huge bubble gut. And if you are a bodybuilder, you should not have a bubble gut. You should not have a huge waist, huge stomach. But if you have to have it in order to get this big, then you should really try and never show it. If we see it once, that's it. I mean, for me, like, we know you have a huge bubble gut and your physique is not one of the best in the world, in my opinion. So at this show, Blessing again failed to control his huge bubble gut, and it was very visible, and that's probably one of the reasons why he didn't place as high as he hoped. Also, the fact that he maybe spilled over a little. I think he was the biggest guy here, aside from his legs from the front. Again, I don't know if you should win a show with your legs looking like this, completely atrophied. Like, there are some adductors and the overall size, but like the separation, the quads, not very good. Not very good. And again, with the gut, he just wasn't good enough to win this show. Leandro, however, pretty much nailed it for his standards. I think he rushed this prep because he probably thought he was going to be in shape for Detroit and he wasn't even close to being in shape. And then he had to, rush and get conditioned for the Arnold Brazil. He did that, but I think it cost him some size, some fullness. So here you can see that he's not as big, I think, as he was last year when he was at his best. So, yeah, not exactly the greatest show. The champion was okay, he was in shape. He had good enough shape and symmetry and proportions and lines and size, and he deserved this win, but nothing super impressive. And again, Blessing pretty much either failed to deliver what we thought he can deliver, or this just is what he looks like on stage, and on his IG photos he can make it look like he's much better than this. But this is the reality. I think that's probably the biggest part of the reason why he placed this low third at such a weak show, almost a local Brazilian show. So yeah, I don't think the future is bright for Blessing, but he plans on competing more. So yeah, he's enjoying the stage, he's enjoying the competing. This could probably be his last year of competing. If he continues doing it, it's going to be just for the love of it. But as far as like being a successful pro, I think those days are unfortunately over. All right, the next thing we got is a new update from Keone Pearson in his off-season, and he went to South Korea, as you can see, and he did some posing for these guys right here, and everybody was super surprised and super impressed. I mean, check this out. Look at him right here, and the crowd around him. Everybody is blown away with the size of this guy. I mean, with the size that he packs on his frame, on his small, very, very small frame. So yeah, this 212 competitor right here is absolutely amazing, and consider this his off season, he's looking good, huge and conditioned, and we'll see him in Mr. Olympia later this year. I think he's gonna win another one. He can probably win a lot of 212 titles for the next who knows how many years. As far as switching to the open, like, I don't see a lot of potential, guys. Even though he's huge, like, for his frame, he's packing almost like the maximum amount of size that he'll ever be able to pack and not lose the size of his waist, the proportions. It's still not big enough for the open because you can't change your structure. You can't change your skeletal structure. Like, he can be, pretty good as an open guy the way Sean Clarida is, for example. Sean Clarida won open shows, and I'm sure Keone can do the same thing as well. Lower level pro shows, open shows. But as far as like being one of the top 5 at a Mr. Olympia and doing what Derek Lunsford did and Hadi Japan and some others, I don't see that happening. I don't think his potential is that big. Right? I think he's very limited with his size and structure. That I don't think he has the potential for the open. I really thought for the longest time that he does, but when I saw him against guys like Rijo, like Samson, and even like Martin, who is also a former 212 bodybuilder, I realized that no. Keone's place is in 212, and this is looking amazing for the 212. I don't think he needs to go to the open to fulfill his full potential, because he can do that in the 212. Maybe ideally he could weigh like 5 pounds more, and that's it. I don't think he can weigh much more than that until the end of his career. But we'll see how things will go. Maybe he actually decides to switch to the open. As of right now, that's the way I see it. I don't think he has great potential for the open. But whatever you guys think, tell me down below. Next up, we got the guest posing from Mike Sommerfeld. And what is interesting about his guest posing is not that we get to see Mike's physique. We saw him recently at the Arnold UK, where he was struggling to make the weight somehow. He managed and he won the Arnold, but that wasn't really his physique at its best. Mike's physique at its best is around 212 pounds, but probably even more than that, maybe like 220. Now, I don't know what his weight was that is guest posing right here, but what is interesting is that we get to see Mike as an open bodybuilder. And we're gonna see him as an open bodybuilder at Pittsburgh Pro guest posing. Also, in this guest posing right here, he hit some open bodybuilding shots, poses, so we can see what he looks like in them, not only in classic shots. So for example, first we got the most muscular, and yeah, this is looking great compared to like guys like Samson Dauda. Samson is currently trying to, lose weight and get leaner for the guest posing, while Mike is going up the other direction. He's trying to bulk up and be as big as possible while, I guess, maintaining the condition that he obtained for the Arnold UK. And in the most muscular, it looks very impressive. Both variations, even the crab pose, which is not easy for a classic guy, which tells you how big this guy actually is without the weight restrictions in the off-season. You can also see his back lat spread, which is not a pose in classic physique. It looks good, man. This back lat spread looks really good, and his lower body is looking great as well. There's a lot of thickness right here, a lot of density. He could definitely be a pretty good open guy, and I'm really excited to actually see him at a Pittsburgh Pro Open stage against guys like Samson Dauda, Andrew Jack, but more importantly, Derek Lunsford. Who knows? Maybe Nick Walker jumps in as well. Maybe somebody else. But seeing Mike next to somebody who's also short, like Derek Lunsford, that will be interesting to see how much bigger Derek truly is than Mike, and how much more size does Mike really needs to put on to become a good open pro. But I don't think it's much, guys, because this right here is looking freaking huge. Look at the size of those freaking delts, man. And then the lower body as well. And Mike is kind of known for having weaker hamstrings, but here his rear chain looks really good. Hamstrings, adductors, glutes, and then the back. Look at that, the lower back. Look at how much meat there is in the shoulders and the arms. He's huge. He's massive. What do you guys think about Mike Sommerfeld's potential career in the open? Tell me down below in the comment section. And that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. See you soon. All the best, and bye-bye.